Happening tonight, Atlanta Mayor Andre Dickens is set to deliver his final State of the City address before he faces a re-election campaign this fall. He's expected to touch on crime, business, affordable housing, and transportation, among other topics. 11 Alive's Joe Ripley is following this for us closely this afternoon. Joe, you're joining us live from the Woodruff Arts Center in Midtown, where the mayor will be giving his speech. How do we expect him to frame his address tonight?
Yeah, so Jonathan, we obtained some notes from the mayor's office ahead of his State of the City address tonight. We understand Mayor Andre Dickens is going to consider Atlanta, quote, a group project, and it'll take a team effort to make the city better. Expect the mayor to list a ton of accomplishments tonight as he faces re-election in just a matter of months.
Brian Wade has called Atlanta home for nearly 4 years now. So what could make home sweet home that much sweeter?
Definitely public transportation.
Mayor Andre Dickens is expected to touch on traffic in his State of the City address.
We need to be very supportive of alternatives like walking and biking and transit.
Darren Givens with the group Thread ATL says the mayor's office and MARTA need to have a better working relationship to see progress. Givens says zoning and permitting also need a more streamlined process.
I have spoken to people who have had terrible problems with getting permits for new businesses still in the city of Atlanta. If it has gotten better, only incrementally so.
We also expect Dickens to talk about how crime has dropped citywide through better policing, new unarmed community service officers, and through programs engaging youth. The mayor says this has all led to E911 service cutting its response times in half. Brian Carr with Midtown Atlanta says he's noticed that drop in crime.
Atlanta has made tremendous progress as a city in fighting back against crime. According to the mayor's office, violent crime is down 6% citywide in 2024. That's on top of lows achieved the prior year in 2023.
Brian Wade says his experience in Atlanta makes him want to call it home for a little longer.
I want to stay in Atlanta. I think the big thing for me is diversity.
We also expect to hear updates tonight on affordable housing, how the city also plans to create more of that, as well as transitional housing for those who are unhoused. And we also plan to hear about how the city plans to expand access to fresh food for those who need it. The State of the City address begins at 6 o'clock tonight at the Woodruff Arts Center. We're live here in Midtown. Joe Ripley, 11 Alive News.
All right, Joe, thanks for that preview. And we will be streaming the State of the City address at 6 p.m. on 11 Alive Plus. So make sure you download it if you don't have it already on your TV, and you can watch for free.